Hey, how's everybody doing? So today I was just thinking about how lonely sometimes illness gets and IBD and all that, and how you're pretty much stuck wherever you are to deal with the health issue. Um, yeah, I don't think people really understand how isolating it is and what it's really like to have to deal with that. Now, when you have a flu or a virus or something, you're alone for a little bit, or you might have to be laying down, and that's fine. You get over it and deal with it, right? But when you're ill, it's like people get used to you being ill, so they don't find it as important to come see you anymore, or they kind of forget about you because it's so normal now. They're like, yeah, we know she's sick. I don't. Nobody really. Um, hmm, I don't really have the word for it, but it's just like life happens. And so you get so used to somebody being sick that when something happens right away, it's like, oh, well, this is really important. But the more time goes on, you let life and other things get in the way, and you don't really talk to the person, you don't visit them, and that's no fault by the people. It's just you get desensitized to illness, and so the ill person, you'll have people come visit you sometimes, and it's frustrating because you'll be having a conversation, and for Crohn's specifically, you go into the bathroom, or depending how inflamed you are, how sick you are at that moment, sometimes you're not even able to hold a steady conversation. So when you come back, their mind might be on something else. You might be trying to still finish that conversation, and it's already over and done with, and you feel kind of like, oh, you're kind of invisible. Or sometimes you'll be um, somewhere where there's more people visiting or friends over, and you get stuck in the bathroom, or you go into the bathroom lots of times, and time has passed, and all of a sudden you're in the bathroom, and people are saying bye to you from the bathroom. I've had that happen so many times. You're just like, hey, bye. And you get to hear people leave, and you get to hear that door closed, and then you're still just stuck in your life. Everybody else gets to move on. Everybody else gets to go on with their life. And that's just normal, it's natural, but you, as the person who are ill, has to be stuck there, has to still deal with it day in, day out, and people really don't know what that's like to be trapped in your own body. I had someone joke around like, oh, ha ha ha, at least you're not in jail, then you'd really be stuck, or, you know. I just kind of looked at them, and was like, well, at least there's people who they may be locked up, but they're free in their body and they can eat at least. Not that that's like a positive thing by any means, but little jokes like that where that's still a serious situation for the person, and it's making light of both situations. You get jokes all the time. Some are funny, and some feel like they don't take you seriously, or like, oh, it's really not that bad. Oh, I can't even tell you the times I've been asked, like, oh, I know you have to go to the bathroom once, but can't you just hold it? That's the whole point. That is the problem. If I could hold it, then there wouldn't be this whole disease and sickness issue. And then there's those people who are like, oh, just stay away from the food that hurts you. And it's like, that doesn't work either, because that could change. There's some days where it's like, okay, this potato is totally cool, didn't react. A week later, I'm in pain from a potato. And potatoes really aren't that complex. And that's skin off, too, so, even less fiber. And so how do we, as the ill, deal with it, I guess? I think it kind of comes back to our mental strength, because it doesn't matter how physically strong you are. Like, of course, we all get that pain tolerance, and our version of normal is not everybody else's version of normal. Our normal good days are actually would be considered terrible, rotten days by healthy people. So our version of normal becomes kind of swayed and a lot different than those, and that's just how we cope, how we get on with life. But if you're not mentally checking yourself on negativity and focusing on those around you to see who's really uplifting you, who's supporting you, or maybe the people around you might not be that good of a support. If you're in relationships that they don't respect that you're sick and you can't go over to their house or you can't go out and do things, and they disrespect you because of that, you need to get rid of them. If you have friends that get pissed off at you because you had to read a book because you're sick, you need to speak with them. If they still can't understand, you need to get rid of them, because this is your life, and if you have people around you that don't support you and don't understand exactly what it means to live this lifestyle, then you're going to have to change your support system. And I know that's difficult because we don't have friends and stuff. We don't go out and socialize the same, so it's so hard to let go of people because we just don't want to be alone. We don't want to be invisible. And that's what a lot of people forget. Being ill, you really are visible because you're out in the world living, and so you don't see this sickness, this illness. You can learn information about it, but unless you're close to the person, you really don't get to know the details, like the nitty-gritty of it. And that's what I was thinking about today. I was like, I'm alone in the house today. I will be alone in the house tomorrow. I have been alone in the house many times. And sometimes people have offered to come visit, and then I get panicked. And it's because it's hard to let people in to see you sick, and like going to the bathroom, you don't want people hearing you go to the bathroom. Yeesh, you know? So it depends on how close you are to the person, and I'm working on getting closer to people, but that takes time. So, yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. Obviously, get to know people and not rely on those who are brand new in your life, possibly because you don't know where they stand, you don't know if they can really handle everything, just like anything else in life. You got to test your waters. But, yeah, that was just a random mental thought for today. So, God bless, don't stress, and I guess I'll see you later.